Alright, class.
Yes.
Today for math we have our pre-test. So is this one graded? No, kind of, sort of. If you go through your pre-test and you ace it, you show me that you know all of your math skills. Who remembers what happens?
You don't have
Emerson.
You don't have to do your final test. You get a big prodigy.
Yeah, if you ace it, you showed me you don't need the final test. You already know all the skills. You don't need any more practice on Monday. You're ready for your just prodigy time to keep building skills. If you miss even just one on your pre-test,
Do you get a second try?
you've got a chance to do some extra practice. Water bottles should be down on the ground right
Do
now.
you get a second try if you miss one?
Depends. Depends if I think it was a silly mistake and you can come fix it right away, or if it's something that we really need practice on. So, today, as you are working, numero uno, complete your pre-test. It's actually going to go in box 1 when you're finished. So where do you turn it in?
Box 1.
After your pre-test, numero dos, you have a couple of options. So you could choose if you would rather be working on your leaf story, because I know some of you are still working on that. Or if you would like to be working in your Halloween packet,
I don't have that.
it's over on the Chromebook cart. Or if you would like to be doing flashcards.
What about
Are we going to have Chromebooks out during this time?
No.
Are we at our neighbor's desk during this time?
Yes.
No. Is Mrs. Scholes going to be helping you with fun Halloween packet activities? Friends, those are things, there's like 4 to 6 pages. There's 4 to 6 pages in that Halloween packet of fun activities. And yeah, they're kind of brain teasers. So they're not going to be the easiest thing. I didn't give it for you to have it done in like 10 seconds. But it's not something that you need to be raising your hand and asking help on. It's something to like challenge your brain and try to find those puzzles and solve them. So no, you may not go to your neighbor's desk and ask for help on a crossword puzzle, right? Keep looking. Keep searching, okay? If it really frustrates you, move on to another activity, whether it's your leaf activity, flashcards, or just another page in your packet. But otherwise, we are in our desks. Voice level is a complete 0 because it's test time, right? Jade. Absolutely. You should always do like a slow one and no pile.
No, like
Oh, no, you can't build houses with your flashcards because that's not practicing math at all.
But what if you build
Savannah.
building? Do you mean like Halloween packet, the one on the Chromebook cart, and the ones where you fill in the space?
Thank you for checking. It could also be your math Halloween packet. So there's kind of 2 of these. Yep, good question. Riley?
How much pages are going to be in the
Pre-test? There's always 4. So it's only 2 pages, but they're both front and back. Okay? Can you fix your tools? River?
So after I do the pre-test, can I get another Halloween packet because I'm done with that one?
Nope, because it's the same thing. All right. Check it out.
Check it out. Check it out.
We are going to go ahead and preview this pre-test. That way, if you've got any questions about types of problems beforehand, I will be able to answer them for you before you get started on your independent work. So, let's look at numero uno. This one says, which shows how to find the value of n? And this reads, can you guys read this problem for me? 21 divided by n equals 3. So your answer is going to show how you can solve it and what n would be. So if you know 21 divided by what gives you 3, you know that that has to be the answer for n. Capiche? Questions on number 1? Eli?
So, is it like 21 divided by 3 and
Well, that would, yep, absolutely.
It's number, what is n equal?
That's what you're solving for.
That's what's 12 divided by 8.
Numero dos.
Numero dos.
Which expression is equivalent to 9 times 4 times 7? So they're asking equivalent means the same thing as equal. So they want you to find if 4 plus 7, what would be the same? Think about that associative property,
11 times
right?
9. They can't do 11 times
Like,
9.
if I give you a sample problem like this,
9.
if I gave you, let's see here, 9 times 4 plus 7, I'm going to give you
99.
10 times 2 plus 3. If I wanted to solve this, I could do 10 times 2
50 equals 20.
plus 10 times,
3.
and that would give me the same thing, right?
30 and 20.
Do you remember how we did that a long time ago when we had our rectangles and we had like a shaded part and a blank part,
Oh yeah.
and we split it this way? That's what they're trying to review for your brains on that one. Numero tres. A student has a collection of 72 songs. She wants to store them on 8 CDs. So that each CD has the same number of songs. You guys probably don't even know CDs anymore.
I do.
But, all right.
I put
Essentially, there's 72, and they're splitting them into 8 different CDs. They want to know how many go on each CD.
So it's 72 divided by 8.
Well, that sounds smart to me. That sounds smart to me. That's, oh my, I've got some friends who are wanting to ask questions and they're using GTA. That's super expected and awesome, but if you're just making sounds, that's really unexpected. Capiche?
You one right now. What?
How many songs are on each CD? Did- Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you don't have to solve it. It was just if you had questions. Numero quattro.
Numero quattro.
If n is the number of squares along one side of the figure, so they're showing like, hey, instead of saying how many that is, they're calling it n. They're putting a variable. Which expression shows the total number of squares? My hint to you on this one, Kevin. My hint to you on this one is that I notice the number on this side is the same as
4 times
the
4.
number on this side. And so since you know that that is equal to n, you'd have to think n times, numero cinco. Look at the figure. Which expression represents the total number of squares? 3 plus 7, 7 divided by 3, 7 minus 3, or 3 times 7. Looks like 3 groups of 7 to me. Number 6 and 7 are two-step equations. And if it's a two-step equation you're thinking about, please choose
My dear answer.
that way you make sure that you do the correct steps first. Numero 8 through 22. There's your fact. Practice your proving to me that you know how to multiply. You know how to divide. Remember, this little star symbol means
Time.
or multiply. This little dot means multiply. When you see that line, it means uh-oh.
Minus.
The line means divide. So it's 56. It's 56 divided by 7. And when you see the little house, it means divide. And you start with the big number. So you would say 42 divided by 6. The other thing is, for some reason yesterday people started having brain farts on our quiz and you were telling me, I don't know how to divide. Well, yes you do. When we're dividing, remember, it's just the opposite of multiplication. So if we're saying 42 divided by 6, we're thinking, hey, how many times does 6 go into 42? I'm not quite sure where it cut me off, but we were saying that, remember, for division, you would start with your little number, and you could count by that and figure out how many times it goes into the big number to find your
7.
answer. River?
So like if you go on the beach run, would that be an easy fix?
Possibly. Depends if you, like if it was a division problem and you multiplied, or a multiplication problem and you divided, then I'm just going to say you should have slowed down and checked your
What
facts.
if you accidentally skip the problem?
Because friends, you got to take your time. If you don't want to do the final test, you got to slow down and check your work. There are 3 word problems. If these are story problems or word problems, what would be a really smart thing to do to make sure you don't make silly mistakes? Emerson?
Pictures.
Draw a picture. Just do it. Even if you've been crushing them. And the reason I'm saying that is because in these multiple choice ones, sometimes they write their equation a little bit different than you would have to solve. Right? But if you draw the picture, you're for sure going to find the correct one. Olivia?
You have to do the picture when you have to, and you,
What did I just say?
you have to.
Draw a picture. Just do it. It's going to give you a better chance to ace this test. Eli?
Can you go back through your
Oh, can you go back through your work?
Why?
100%. You should go back through your work. You should double check it. Because if you make even just one silly mistake, do you get to play Prodigy next week?
Maybe.
If you even make one silly mistake, I'm going to have you take the final test and then we'll see which one you did better on.
You said maybe.
I changed my mind. One silly mistake, no Prodigy.
What?
If you want to play Prodigy, if you really don't want to take the final test, you have to prove it. You have to prove. Smart mathematicians double check their work, right? Smart mathematicians take their time. They don't rush through tests. They use all of their tools. They write their count by lists. They draw pictures. They double check and really think through and check for reasonableness.
This is Joel.
Yes?
Hey, do you have any homework or any work for Ava Wynn?
Yes, it's in the commons room on that table.
Oh, in on that table. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thanks. Questions for me before you get started? River?
What did you get your picture from?
And you would double check and you would look at it and think, oh, we've got all of our picture models over on the board. We have those tools to really be thinking about what's happening in the problem. We've been practicing this now
Well, what
for
if
2
what if-
units.
What if you get your picture wrong and you get
Then it
your
happens.
answer?
Then you just need some extra practice, and we're going to practice on Monday with our workshop, and you'll be ready for your final test. Ellie?
What if you do a picture and it's wrong, but you think it's right?
No,
Then
what
you
if
just
you
need some more extra practice.
Oh,
Eli?
like me and Savannah, can we go over there and look at them? Because
Yes,
we
since you can't just see it from your desk. Yes. Yep.
Can I?
Okay, I'm going to stop this so that online friends, you are ready to get started on your pretest.
Question.
Online friends, your pretest is going to be online. Okay? Good luck with your test.